Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another one of our workouts from home for seniors. As I promised you way back on Monday of this week, I would organize things a little differently this week. I gave you a lower body workout on Monday. I gave you mostly an upper body workout on Wednesday. And both of those days we finished with some coordination drills. Today is going to be a full body workout to tie everything together. And we're going to finish with some stretches for the hips, for the back, and for your shoulders and rotator cuff muscles, so you can go and have your weekend, enjoy yourselves, and then be ready for another workout on Monday. Without having to say anything else, I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. Since we're going to be working on our shoulders, we might as well warm them up and warm our neck up. So let's just start with some alternating circles backwards of the shoulders. And if you can, while we're doing this, we're going to double up. We're going to be more efficient with our time. We're going to do some heel raises. So rising up on the balls of the feet and dropping down. You can do them at a faster or a slower pace than me. Keep raising up onto the balls of the feet, but switch the direction of your shoulders. So now the shoulders are rotating forwards. Really start exaggerating that movement. Don't make them little circles. Try to make them big. Great. And then we can stop with both of those. How about we keep our hands at our sides and we stretch the shoulders forwards. And then we pull the shoulder blades together and pull those shoulders back. Let's draw our chins up. And have nice posture, nice tall posture. Pull your ribcage up as well. Forwards and backwards. We're going to do that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to raise your arms up and out to the side. If you can't go on higher than this, that's fine. If you can go higher, go all the way up, stretching out those lats and triceps, and then drop them all the way down. So we're going to do that for 5, 4, and while we're doing this, I'd like for you to stagger those feet so they're a little bit wider. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to flex the knees, push the hips back, cross those arms over while we're in this position, and then stretch them up again as we rise. Deep breath in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your time. You can do it nice and slowly. We'll do 2 more. Breathe in, try to extend that range. Get those arms as high up as you can, and then 1 more. Okay, let's look to the left. Let's look to the right. As far as you can go, let's look to the left. And then to the right. Once more to the left. Once more to the right. Now look up to the ceiling. Close your teeth. Deeply breathe in. And as you exhale, turn the jaw towards your chin, towards your chest. And then look up. And then look down. Once more, look up. And now look at me. I want you to interlace those fingers. Place them behind the head. Turn your head forward, so chin into the chest. What we're going to do is push our head up against our hands, not the other way around. Now, as you're pushing your head up against your hands, I'd like to see you take those elbows and slowly draw them closer together until you feel that you have an adequate and appropriate stretch from the base of your skull down through your shoulder blades. Take deep breaths in and out. Okay, you can come out of that position. I am ready to get started. I want you to grab a rubber band. Make sure it's not too thick of a rubber band. This is a rotator cuff exercise that you have not done. It's a mid-range rotator cuff exercise. High range, low range. We're going to do mid-range. So let me step a little bit closer to the camera so you can see what's happening. You're going to hold the band so that it's about shoulder width apart. Maybe even wider than shoulder width. The wider, the easier. The narrower, the tighter, but at the narrowest, it should be shoulder width, so no narrower than that. No narrower than that. That sounds so wrong. I'd like for you to start with your thumbs pointing at each other, like this. And then we're gonna open up our wingspan. And as we open up our wingspan, we're gonna turn our thumbs and try to point them either to the ceiling or even better to the wall behind you. You can see that at the top end of the movement, the band is up against my chest and my elbows are still flexed. I haven't locked them out. And then we're gonna turn the thumbs together and then turn them out, okay? So I hope that gave you a little idea of how far your hands should be. Get them spaced appropriately. We're gonna start in multiples of 3 from 0. 3, we're only counting to 30, we're not gonna count backwards. 6 is your first time doing this. As easy as it looks. 9, you get exhausted very quickly. 12, if you could please squeeze your shoulder blades together at the same time. 15, so you're engaging your rhomboids, it's a larger muscle. What are we at? 15. 18, just keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. 21, I'll focus on counting now. 24, 27, by now you're certainly feeling it. 30, and you can release. Excellent. So you might want to keep the band with you, or if the band is going to be too difficult for this next exercise, grab a couple of very light weights, 1 or 2 pound weights or 3 pound weights, or a couple of cans of food, or you can use this band. So what I'm gonna do, step on the band with 1 foot. Okay, I don't want 2 feet because it's gonna make this exercise too difficult. Hold the band so that the loose end comes out the thumb side of the fist. It's going to be a 1 arm forward, so it's coordination, 1 arm out to the side, like this. Each time we alternate, so my left arm's in front, then my right arm's in front. If you can only lift your arms up this high, great. If you can lift your arms up just above the shoulder, even better. Do your best. The one last piece of advice I have is to make sure that you keep the elbow flexed the whole time. Don't lock out the joint, it's not gonna be comfortable, and I don't want you to hurt yourself, so always keep those elbows flexed. We're gonna count in a multiple of, you know what, skip the multiple. Let's just spell the word above us. It's AARDWOLVES, AARDWOLVES. If anybody knows what an AARDWOLF is, please send me a picture, tell me about it. I've never heard about them before. All right, here we go, starting from A, and then alternate. A, I believe on Monday we were spelling aardvark, R. I was looking up 10 letter A words on Google. D, W, that's why we've got the 2 R's. O, L, you'll notice that I take a little bit more time on these. V, I'm not in a rush. E, and I kind of pause a little bit at the top. S, we're going to count it backwards. S, now if this is starting to get really difficult, E, let go of the band and just do it with your arms. V, L, O, W, as always, flex the hips, don't keep your joints locked. D, R, A, and then one more, A. Okay, you can let go of that. I don't think we need the band for the next one at all. So what I'd like for you to do is to have a seat. This is going to be a back exercise and a triceps exercise. Great to follow on the heels of the delt shoulder exercises that we've just done. So I'd like for you to loop the band around the underside of your feet and then just let your feet rest on the ground. I have my legs extended. You can make it a little bit easier on yourself by flexing the knees slightly. So what we're going to do is pull our elbows back, and you'll notice that I have my elbows just a little away from my body. I'm always telling you tuck in, don't tuck in here. And then extend the arms. So that's where the exercise gets really difficult. So you might want to give it a try first and then decide where to hold the band. We're going to spell the following sequence: ABCDEFGHI-T. There's a little trick there. Remember it and remember where it is. Try to get it ahead of me. We're going to start at A. B. Remember, elbow first. C. Don't go pulling like this with a straight arm. D, it's a different exercise. E, not a bad exercise. F, but a different one. G, and not the one that I want you to be using. H, I, T. I hope you remember that. We're not done though. We're going to spell it backwards. T. What comes next? I. Here's the challenge. Spelling that backwards. H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now one more. Keep the band around your feet, but just grab the band so that the loose end comes at the bottom of your fist and extend your arms out like this. Look, try not to lose the band like that. So extend the arms out. And what we're going to do is keep the elbows out. We're going to draw our hands towards our shoulders. So it's a biceps exercise. We're going to do this in a multiple of I think we did 3, so 6 starting from 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, we just got triceps, now we're getting biceps, 36, 42, 48, 54, and then finishing up with 60. Excellent. Now we don't need to do that backwards. What I'd like for you to do is to get into the stretches. You've worked hard enough. You really have. So let's take our left leg. We're going to extend it forwards in front of us like this. And we're going to rest our elbow on our opposite thigh. We've done this before. We're going to slide our left hand down the front side of our leg. We're going to stretch out the low back, stretch out the hamstrings, taking care of our low body. Now just take 5 slow, deep breaths in and out from this position. Deeply in, and then slowly out. It's the second breath. Taking the third breath. 4. And then 1 more. Great, good work. Now let's go ahead. Switch sides. We're going to extend our right leg forwards. We're going to slide our right hand down the right side of our leg. And we're going to take 5 deep breaths in and out. So while you're doing those breaths, I'll let you count for yourself this time. Try to tuck the toe in towards your knee. You may feel this in the calf, you may feel it in the hamstrings behind the leg, you might feel it in your low back. As long as you're not trying to go too deep into this stretch, it should be moderate. It should be just past the point of slight discomfort. Excellent. Coming out of that one. Now, what I'd like for you to do is grab yourself a little step stool if this position is too difficult for you. And for most of us, for most of the people watching this video, it is too much. So, grab a step stool or a footrest. We're going to put one foot, the outside of one foot, up onto that stool. We're going to let our leg open up and flop out to the side. So we're externally rotating that leg. And then we're going to reach down towards either the step stool, or you can rest your hands on your thigh. The further forward you pull yourself, the deeper the stretch is going to be. And I would caution again not to make this one too deep. And number 2, if I was doing this from the side, try not to do it like this with a flat spine. Keep a nice straight back, lean forwards. Hold on to that. That's about enough time. Let's go ahead and switch. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Get that foot in place, open up the thigh, and lean forwards. So this one you'll either feel in the side of the hip, really close to the joint, if not at the joint, or in your low back. Take some deep breaths in and out, nice belly breaths. Excellent, excellent. We're going to finish up with one exercise. Gentle exercise for the quadriceps, and then one more stretch for your rotator cuff muscles. So stay where you are, try to sit upright. We're going to put our hands either on the side of the chair or on our hips. We're going to extend one leg. We're going to squeeze with all our might. Now we're working our core muscles and our legs. And then drop that foot down and then repeat on the other side. Squeeze, 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 hold it. And then drop. We'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, I've already got your hands on your hips. We're just going to change the position of those hands. We're going to flip it so that the thumb is pointing down and it's at the front of the hip. And what we're going to do here is take those elbows, we're going to pull them forwards towards one another, trying to get them as close together as possible. This might be a very uncomfortable stretch, as many stretches are, especially when we're not very flexible in the muscle that we're trying to stretch. So my advice is, again, make it a moderate stretch. You might feel it deep inside of the shoulder. In fact, you probably will. So just take it just slightly past the point of slight discomfort. So hold this for 5 deep breaths, in and out. And since we're not exercising here, we're not trying to protect the spine while we're lifting or lifting weight. This is going to be belly breathing. So I want you to breathe in, let your belly out. And as you breathe out, you can just relax. All right. So finish up those last few breaths nice and deep. In and slow out. And give me one more. Pull those elbows forward a little bit more if you can. And then release. So I hope you enjoyed this session. I actually had a really great time filming these this week. I hope you're enjoying the slightly new look as I've changed software. Until I see you again after this weekend, make sure to stay healthy, stay strong, stay active, stay hydrated, all of that good stuff. Bye, everyone.